Former President Donald Trump wins the New Hampshire primary.
Fox 5 political analyst Charles Chamberlain breaking down where the race stands this morning. Charles, good morning. Always good to see you. Was this surprising, considering that there were so many independents who voted?
No, if you look at the polling, he was supposed. What is surprising that he didn't win by more. Nikki Haley actually did pretty well. She just didn't do well enough. I think the final numbers came out to Trump was at 54.6% and Haley's at 43.2%. So she's short maybe 30,000 votes. But if you think about it, when we were talking last week, he was ahead by 30 points.
Yeah.
And here it's 10. But still, it's not enough. This was supposed to be where she was supposed to do well. She did do well amongst independents and undeclared folks, garnering about 70% of that vote. But Trump killed it when it came to Republicans. Also doing 3 out of 4 people who consider themselves conservative or Republican, he got them.
3 out of 4. For the mathematically challenged, that's 75%. That's huge. Let's talk a little bit more about Nikki Haley. A lot has happened in her campaign to have the good showing, not good enough, but the good showing in New Hampshire. Moving on to South Carolina now. She was the governor there. She was popular there. One would think if she can't win that state in the primary where she grew up and she was the governor, it's over. Is it? Does she have to win South Carolina?
She has to, but it don't look good. Right now she's polling around 25%. Trump's over 60.
In South Carolina.
In South
60.
Carolina.
Yeah.
That's a hard cookie to crumble. I mean,
yeah,
she's got a way to go. She's got a month. We'll see how that goes. But that's why you see a lot of folks starting to get behind Trump. The question is where we're going to start to see the money go. If she starts pulling those campaign activities, then we'll know, okay, it's time to slow it up. But for all intents and purposes, it's over.
Wow.
Speaking of it's over the weekend, we heard the announcement about Ron DeSantis ending his campaign. Why did you think he did that over the weekend?
Well, 2 reasons. The first reason is infrastructure. He put all his chips in the middle of the table when it came to Iowa. He didn't have anything left for New Hampshire and or South Carolina. So he's out. The other thing is, he's kind of smart. Look, the folks that are running right now realize that Trump will, if he's elected, he's only going to be there for 4 years. That means get in line and start auditioning for the VP slot. So I think a lot of folks that you're seeing get behind Trump now, they're standing in line with our audition cards, seeing if they can be the president come 2026.
You mentioned the VP slot. Trump said that he already has the person picked. He says he already knows who it is. We haven't announced anything, obviously. You see Tim Scott behind him. You see Vivek behind him as well. Do we know who's going to be the vice president? I'm asking you to speculate a little bit on this. Like, who do you think?
There's a lot of great candidates out there. He's mentioned that he would like to see a woman.
Like Stefanik was also in the mix.
Elise Stefanik of New York. You've got Kristi Noem, the governor in South Dakota. You've got Marsha Blackburn, Tennessee. So there's a lot of different folks that their names are floating down there. And look, Trump's going to keep us on our toes. He knows when to release that information, when's the best time to do it. If I'm him, I release it when you start to see Joe Biden get some momentum, kind of push him back a little bit, keep him on his heels.
Interesting.
There are many after his presidency, after Trump's presidency, spoke out and said that he should not be taking office again. But there are people backing him now and saying that he should. Are you surprised?
Yeah, it is quite surprising. But I guess if you were to talk to hardcore conservatives and or Republicans, he's always been their candidate of choice. His base is so hardened on him, they're just immovable. He's unlike any candidate we've ever seen in our entire lives, and even before then probably. It's unprecedented how he's been able to kind of go through what he's gone through in terms of these legal trials, in terms of the indictments
that are ongoing,
that he's in the middle of right now, and still come out on top. It's just nothing like all conventions. Just throw them out the window when it comes to this race.
I was going to say, all convention is out the window. How much studying of what he is doing is happening right now for future candidates, because this is fascinating. And I remember, I think it was in 2016 where he said something about he could shoot somebody in Times Square and it wouldn't matter, he would still get elected. he is proving that statement right, that everything he has done, the voters support him,
Yep.
and they continue to vote for him.
And I think you're already starting to see that. That's what we saw in DeSantis and Vivek Ramaswamy, these kind of mini Trumps come about. But even if you look globally, there's other,
Other
Trump-like
countries, yeah.
figures in other countries as well that are popping up. He's changing all conventions, and I think we're going to see a lot more studies and more candidates that appear to kind of have this brand, this strong brand like him.
So where are we now? What happens next in this race?
Well, Nikki Haley is moving her eyes to South Carolina, but that actually isn't the next race. The next race is actually in Nevada on November 6th and November 8th. They're going, I'm sorry, November, February 6th and February 8th.
Yeah.
They're going to have their primary and their caucus. There's a kind of a dissension happening amongst the Republican Party in the state because of the election issues they had last year. The state said, look, we're going to hold the state-run election. And the party said, no, we're going to do our caucus. And the delegates are going to be sent through caucus. Believe it or not, Nikki Haley isn't on the ballot for the caucus, so she has no chance of winning any of those delegates. That's why Trump claimed that he's already won Nevada.
Yeah. And Biden wasn't on the New Hampshire. People were like, wait, what?
Biden had a unique victory of his own.
Sure.
Remember, he's run for president 4 times.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's ever won New Hampshire, and he won it with the write-in ballot.
Yeah. How about that?
So,
It's getting more interesting by the minute.
for
isn't
sure.
it?
To say the least.
I tell you what, political science courses must be like, I may have to take one of these. I'm going to audit one of these political science courses moving forward. Charles Chamberlain, thank you very much.
Thank you. Good
No
to see
problem.
you.